We got Ibrahim Hooper of the Council on American Islamic Relations acting as if he is the Council on International Islamic Relations and commenting on an incident in India when two young students, Mohammed Imtiaz and his 18-year-old girlfriend, I'm not sure that's halal. In any case, they were beaten in front of a movie theater in India. And Ibrahim Hooper immediately and intrepidly took to Twitter to decry Islamophobia and Hindutva.
Well, that's good because we got to call out the people who are guilty always.
Yes. But of course, as it turned out, ladies and gentlemen, David, who do you think was the group that was actually responsible for the beating of this young man and his beloved girlfriend?
I mean, it sounds absurd and ridiculous and impossible, but we've just seen it so many times where, oh, there's going to be this attack on a mosque. Oh, the Islamophobia, and turns out to be a jihadi. Or there was vandalism at this, turned out to be a Muslim. So I'm going to go with Muslims.
You are correct.
Shocker.
Really, you're running up a big account here. I'm going to have to take out a loan to pay you back because I owe you so much prize money at this point. I don't know where I'm going to come up with it. Ladies and gentlemen, the donation jar is open. In any
I'm going to
case,
retire.
you'll be able to on your Allahu Akbar winnings alone. In any case, the reality of the situation in India was that the Muslims were angry that this Muslim couple was going to watch a film that actually has Hindu characters and Hindu themes. And they thought that this was somehow offensive to Islam. So, a big fail for Ibrahim Hooper this week. And oddly enough, he's getting behind a fake hate crime. Uh,
And
Meanwhile, yes.
you know what's really messed up? Because you know as well as I, these go way back. I mean, it used to be like endless. Every week there was a new hate attack, and then every week it would turn out to be exposed 3 days later as not a hate attack. But what's amazing is that some of these you can find people years later and they still think they were hate attacks because
Hmm.
as soon as someone say there was a hate attack against a Muslim, an Islamophobic attack, all the media, they cover it instantly, and then as soon as it's exposed they just go quiet about it. And so people think that it was, these things are actual hate crimes because they don't, the mainstream media don't cover the refutations later on.
Absolutely. I saw that again and again and again. As a matter of fact, uh, at the website Jihad Watch, you can look on the left side. I mean, I'm sorry, I should know after 20 years. On the right side of the front page, and you scroll down a bit, there's a category section that has opens up to a menu, scroll menu thing, and there is a hate crimes category, which is just story after story going back years of fake anti-Muslim hate crimes and how they were exposed. And again and again and again, we see CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, all of them reporting the charge. And then who's reporting that it turned out to be fake? Jihad Watch. Not quite the same reach, unfortunately.
And by
So,
the way, it's messed up because as soon as they say here was an Islamophobic hate crime, all the media jump on the bandwagon, and they all for a brief fleeting moment seem to understand if there's actual groups of people being inspired by something to go around committing acts of violence, we really need to look into the ideology. So they say, hey, we have to look into this Robert Spencer guy for spreading this Islam. We need to look into the ideology that motivated this hate crime. And then they find out, oh, it was Muslims. End of story. No need to look behind the curtain, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing there.
that's it. In India, in Uttar Pradesh, a gentleman named Muhammad Anwar woke up his wife Monday night because he wanted to engage in sexual relations. And then a little bit later, he wanted to engage once again in sexual relations, and she refused. Now, you know, David, that's venturing into forbidden territory for her to refuse. There is a statement attributed to Muhammad. If a husband,
The angels will curse her until morning.
that's it. So he strangled her to death, Muhammad Anwar. This is the kind of thing that's going to happen. Now, I've had Islamic apologists say to me, but Islam does not tell you you can kill your wife. No. But if it says the angels are cursing her because she's done this, and that you can beat your wife, well, sometimes accidents happen. You don't know where the beating is justified and where it must stop. And she can end up dead.
Or, as I've pointed out repeatedly, if you're commanded to, no matter what you're doing, sleeping, cooking, whatever, when your husband wants sex, you have to do exactly what he says. If you know that, and you refuse to obey him anyway, according to Surah 4, verse 65 of the Quran, you're not a real Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a real Muslim, well, you're an apostate. And so you know what they say about apostates in Islam. And so
Indeed.
The point is, all kinds of ways to defend this. But notice where that, I mean, especially in this instant, notice where all of this starts. Say you can have guys who are just by nature abusive scumbags. You would hope that society does something along the way to convince them not to be abusive scumbags. And that if they do it anyway, then legal authorities need to step in there, and that woman's friends need to step in there to get her away from that abusive scumbag. You would think that, but then you have ideologies that actually encourage it. You know, if she's the one with the problem, you're not the one with the problem. She's the one who's bad here, and you can teach her a valuable lesson, or kill her as an apostate if you really want.
Yep.